Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Versatility Podcast. Welcome to 2024, ladies and gentlemen. This is the first episode of the year. I decided to give it a one day of 2024 and upload on the second day of 2024. So yes, it's January 2nd, not January 1st, obviously. And yeah, back to what where I was gonna recap we recapping football week 17, recapping the New Year's Six bowls, college football, some anticipated albums, movies for 2024, already some new releases, some YouTube videos I've got filming to do. So I'm going to try to make this a quick little episode because I'm going to do some YouTube videos out right after recording this episode. But let's get straight to it. Let me shut the hell up. It's 2024, guys. The new year has begun. I was originally going to put New Year's resolutions on like part of the podcast, but I think it will go throughout the year. I used to make lists and kind of be a little corny with it. You know what I mean? Having all the things that I want to do for the year, things I want to achieve, and certain goals. And that's not corny to have goals. Obviously, it's not corny to do that, but there's a certain point where it's like at some point you kind of get, or at least for certain things I kind of give up on, or maybe I push it to later, or I delay it, or I feel like okay, I'll do it tomorrow, or you procrastinate a lot and you kind of just leave it in the dust, and then at some point you never get to it. And I mean, like kind of like the gyms are, everyone's going to the gym now, and then a week later is the amount of people going to the gym now today or yesterday, they're gonna be there January 9th or whatever. Like it's kind of like what that kind of situation. You kind of start it, you leave it there, leave it alone, and you never go through it. So I have goals for school, for work, for the podcast, for me personally, little things that I got to get better at. Um, but I have it in my mind. I don't have it on a list. You know what I mean? I have a lot of things on the list. Usually, I mean, I'm a list guy. I make lists a lot. I've been making lists since I was literally fucking like little. I would write like my favorite shows in like alphabetical order or whatever. Like I was a weirdo kind of doing that shit at like 7 or whatever. But that's my thing. But I just kind of kept it just in my brain. Maybe I'll have a couple things written down, but it's not like, oh yeah, it's a tight little schedule. And especially since my schedule is kind of flexible at the moment, you know what I mean? There's still things that are needed to be adjusted. And the year just started. I don't have everything figured out yet. Like, come on, guys. We just started. The year has been, well, it's just started. So like, am I gonna say it's been amazing? It's been solid though. Nothing's bad going on. You know what I mean? Nothing too out of fucking the world, or too out of the line has happened just yet. Just yet. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed your 2023. I wish 2024 is the best year for you guys as well. So whoever watches this, enjoy it. Make the best possible year you can possibly make out of it for yourself. Anyways, let's get to the list. Let's go straight to the list with anticipated movies. So I got the list here. Of course, some of these have trailers, some of these are official, some of these also are unofficial. So maybe they might not drop this year, but just to kind of go in a certain order. I saw a couple lists. Some I was looking up movies for 2024, and I saw a bunch of them, and I kind of wrote them down. And some of them, like I didn't even know these were gonna drop maybe this year. So some of the most anticipated movies I got here. I got like 20, I believe here. Let's start off with Deadpool 3. Super excited for Deadpool 3. I believe it's around expected to come out in the summer. I'm excited. I like Deadpool 2. Those are the only Ryan Reynolds movies that I tolerate. I am not a fan of Ryan Reynolds. I think he's honestly a pretty overrated actor, in my opinion. You can crucify me if you want for that, but I'm not big on the Ryan Reynolds guy. But I will admit Deadpool is fire, so fuck it. Maybe Deadpool 3 will also bang. Despicable Me 4. It's a little risky for the fourth movie to be as good as the second one or even the first one. And honestly, the third one wasn't even that bad, but the fourth one is going to be a little risky to top. We'll see. Thunderbolts should be interesting. I'm excited for that one. Blade. I have to rewatch the old Blade movies from like the 90s and the early 2000s, but man, those were some fire ass fucking movies. I'm a definitely rewatch it maybe this week. maybe this week. Inside Out 2, this is like one of the bigger Disney releases of the year, most likely. I think it's also going to come out like July, August, or something like that. Again, some of these are like unofficial. Some of them have trailers. Some of them have like teaser trailers. So it's not nothing. A lot of these, some of them are unofficial yet. Um, but Inside Out 2 was also like confirmed for the summer. So yeah, I'm excited for it. I wasn't at first. I wasn't crazy on the first Inside Out movie, but it grew on me. It definitely grew on me a lot. Transformers 1, I'll watch it. I still haven't seen the Transformers movies. The Transform movie from last year, the Rise of the Thunderbolts, I believe it was. I still haven't seen that one. So let me catch up with that one, and then I'll get to this one whenever it comes out. Godzilla versus Kong. Again, there was a Godzilla movie that came out in 2023, and I still have to catch up with that. And I heard it was really, really good. So I'll get to Godzilla and Kong once I finish that. Dune. I still haven't seen the first Dune, so it's kind of weird that I have it on the list, even though I haven't seen the movie. And but again, it's one of the anticipated albums. A lot of people are expecting it. You know, the hype has brought it up a lot. The first movie, when it first came out like 2 years ago, I believe. Um, yeah, it was a pretty big movie, and the second release was gonna come out, of course, this year around like I think early this year. I believe it's coming out around like March or April, if I'm not mistaken. So we could be getting that soon. Then I also got Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Surprised by the fact that they've already made two movies and they're not terrible. I mean, I remember when the animation of the first trailer for the first movie came out, and we were all fucking panicking because the animation was so dog shit, and they really stepped up. And honestly, they've made two solid movies out of it. And Sonic 3 is gonna introduce Shadow, so this one should be fucking awesome. Big Shadow guy, as you can see. The honestly, that's why I'm excited for Sonic 3. It's because of fucking Shadow. Come on, Shadow is that dude. You know what I mean? If you've watched Sonic growing up, I mean that's that mother. He's that nigga. Like he's just that dude. Anyways, Kung Fu Panda 4. Excited for Kung Fu Panda 4. Not gonna lie, I fuck with Kung Fu. I gotta rewatch the Kung Fu Pandas because I haven't watched it in years. But Kung Fu Panda 4 definitely on the list. Then we got Kingdom Planet of the Apes. This one looks like it's gonna be crazy. I saw the trailer. Looks insane. So we'll see what happens there. There's gonna be a Bob Marley One Love documentary. I believe it's coming out in February. Should be interesting. An autobiography of Bob Marley. I hope they don't fucking ruin it. Challengers. This is the movie that Zendaya is gonna be some like tennis superstar. I think it's coming out like in April or something. Uh, yeah, yeah, should be interesting. Whatever Zendaya is in, I'm in as well. So y'all know I'm a big Zendaya fan here. Garfield. Tapping into that Garfield movie. I wasn't a fan of the last Garfield movie, but maybe this one might be different. Ballerina. This one should be interesting. Bad Boys 4. This one's unofficial at the moment, but are we getting a Bad Boys? Are we getting another one? Damn, I thought the third one was going to be the last one. But well, here we are, 4 years later. Damn, and also, I mean, man, I've only seen, I saw Bad Boys 3 only once, and that was the day that fucking Kobe passed away, man. I remember watching the movie in theaters and then looking at my phone briefly, then I see the notification Kobe passed, and I'm like, oh shit. So yeah, maybe watching Bad Boys 3 won't give me the best of memories, but Bad Boys 4, if it does come out this year, shit. Beetlejuice 2. Mind you, the first movie came out in like 1980 something. They're making the sequel almost 3 decades after. More than 3 decades after. Beetlejuice came out in like 88 or something. Let me see. The first Beetlejuice came out in legit. Oh, let me show y'all. In 1988, yes, I'm not going to show y'all. 1988. It came out in 1988. And the sequel might drop in 2024. My fucking goodness. It's a classic though. Beetlejuice, if you haven't seen it, it's a classic. It's a great movie though. Saw 11. I still haven't seen Saw 10. So let me saw. I haven't even seen Saw 8 or Saw 9. Fuck, I gotta catch up. When is? Hold on. Let me look up when. I'll share my screen for this one. Fuck it. Um, I believe. Um, I believe fucking. What was I gonna say? God damn it. Saw Saw 11. When is it? No, Saw 11, not Saw 2, motherfucker. So do I have to write the Roman numeral? Yes. No, XI. Yes, XI. It's confirmed September 2024. Okay, so it looks like it's gonna drop that month, September 2024. I thought it was gonna come out like during October, so right before October, before Halloween hits. But yeah, I'll watch it. I just got to catch up to some of the movies and shit. And I also heard that Saw 10 was really good. So Saw 11 right is going to be there. Joker. This one is going to be very, very big for the year, and it could be honestly make or break. Lady Gaga is going to play Harley Quinn, and it's also going to be like a musical. The musical thing is going to be a little tricky. I don't know what they're going to really do with the Harley Quinn and Joker singing or whatever. I mean, it should be really just Harley Quinn because they got fucking Lady Gaga there for a reason. So I'm not expecting the music to be ass. It's Lady Gaga singing. It's gonna be great, but what is it really gonna connect to this story? I don't know. We'll see. I'm not against it though. So we'll see. Smile 2. The first Smile movie was shocked me. I honestly thought this movie was like shit was scary. I'm not gonna lie. It was kind of fucking scary. I'm not gonna lie. It was scary. So you know what? I'm excited for the second one. We'll see. Speaking of another horror movie, Terrifier 3. I saw the first two Terrifiers this last year in 2023. Yeah, those oof man. I've heard that, and the only reason why I even heard of Terrifier was because I saw a TikTok talking about like people were literally watching this movie, the second movie in theaters, or even the first one when it came out in theaters. People were throwing up. People were leaving the theater just like panicking or just throwing up from watching the movie. That's how disgusting and that's how like gross and like grimy and fucking gruesome it is. And well, yeah, it is definitely gruesome, and some of the deaths are whew, heavy. But I didn't throw up. I didn't leave like my bed. Like I left. I drank some water and I was chilling. Man, if I drank a beer watching the movie, I probably would have not made it that much of a reaction. I'm not gonna lie. That was kind of like a letdown. Y'all must have been sick when y'all watching that movie. What did y'all eat before watching the movie? Y'all ate some. It was the food, not the movie. The movie was that it's gross, definitely, definitely. But ain't nobody just gonna regularly throw up watching the movie, just out of nowhere, just from watching the movie itself, and not gonna make you throw up. Like the Human Centipede is like a movie. Well, by the way, I'd never seen the movie, but just me knowing the details of what the movie is about is good enough for me to never watch the movie, and I feel like that's like my execution movie. Like that's a movie that like it has to never I can never get to that point in my life to watch the human centipede. I can never get to that point in my life where the world will end if I watch that movie. For me personally, that's not a movie I will never be ever interested or even I don't even want to experience what it could be just to point it out. And if you've watched the movie, how are you living? You have to have been traumatized from watching it. I'm not recommending it though. I brought it up just to prove a point on like how like there are movies out there that I get that some people just absolutely would refuse to never watch it. But like watching this is like it was actually a good movie and it wasn't terrible or anything. But damn, y'all was throwing up from watching a scary movie. I mean, yeah, hey, everybody's different, right? I can't judge people, right? I can't judge people. Anyways, then we got Venom 3. I wasn't crazy on Venom 2. Venom 2 was not that good. But the first one was. So let me see. Let's see where that one's gonna go. The Karate Kid movie. I didn't know there was gonna be a Karate Kid movie with Jackie Chan and Ralph Picasso. I forgot Picasso. I forgot his last name. But the original Karate Kid from the 80s. and then the Karate Kid um, from from Jackie Chan, the 2010 movie, right, with Jaden Smith. They're gonna both gonna be in the movie. So the both Karate Kids are gonna be in the movie. Well, I mean, I don't know about Jaden Smith. If Jaden Smith's in the movie, that would be fucking cool too. But they got Jackie Chan. I think that's good enough. Jackie Chan's good enough to be there. We don't really, honestly, we don't really need Jaden Smith. We're good on that. But man, original Karate Kid, Jackie Chan, and who else could be in the movie? I don't know, but we'll see. This should be interesting. And also super excited for Cobra Kai 6, season 6 coming out this year, hopefully. Mufasa, The Lion King. I mean, Lion King's one of my favorite animated movies of all time. So if they fuck this up, fuck you. Wicked Part 1. Never seen Wicked. I've never seen the play, but Ariana Grande is involved in it. So as a fan, I'm gonna have to just, tap in, explore something new, and see what the shit's about. That's pretty much it. And then Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse. Now, this is me getting a little too excited. I don't think this movie's coming out this year, but hey, why not be anticipated for it? Because the Across the Spider-Verse movie from 2023 was generational talent right there. Amazing. Oh, by the way, if you didn't see the last episode where I talked about it on the awards show, it was my favorite movie of 2023, the Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. I've watched it like 5 times. I put it at school and watched it in theaters once. Well, I could have when I wanted to. I could have watched that shit 3 times, twice, and it doesn't matter. Watch that shit, was amazing. But those are the most anticipated movies for me. Of course, there's more. There's a bunch of shit here. For shows, I couldn't find that many anticipated shows. To be honest with you guys, I haven't. There's only a handful of shows that are like still being that are still like doing new seasons this year or like from last year that I'm like watching, but I kind of been rewatching a lot of like older shows. You know what I mean? Like I've been watching a lot of South Park, watching a lot of like American Dad, because again, and usually the episodes I never watched as a kid, because like I've watched fucking Family Guy, South Park, American, well not American Dad. I've watched American Dad like just a couple episodes, but I'm gonna start from the beginning. I'm gonna start watching American Dad from fucking episode 1, season 1 to where it's at right now. SpongeBob, I've been tapping into some SpongeBob, going in order again. Like I'm just going a bunch of like my comfort shows, my childhood shows, because because when I was 10 years old, I was tapped into Family Guy. Maybe not the most appropriate show for a 10-year-old, but guess what? That tapped me. I was locked in at Family Guy. And it's still an amazing show to me. So yeah, and the same thing with South Park and a bunch of other Adult Swim and Disney. I'm mixing it in. The shows that I used to watch, I'm either revisiting or I'm watching the episodes I missed that or I never watched before, or maybe I'm skipping seasons that I saw season 1 and then I didn't see season 2, but I saw season 4. I'm gonna revisit that. So I'm kind of a little bit of a mess here. But newer shows that are like expected to come out this year, like new seasons, Invincible season 2, I think they still have to drop a couple more episodes. So we'll wait on that. The Boys, season 5, that should be cooking soon. Or season 4 should be cooking soon. The Flash is done, so and I still haven't finished season 9, so it's not like I'm really done with it. Only Murders in the Building, I'm still catching up on season 3. I'm on the 3rd episode, so I guess still got a couple more episodes. I still got half the season, a little more than half the season to go. I just finished All American. I might just stop watching that fucking show. To be honest with you, All American's kind of washed up. It got interesting though. Season 5, it got interesting, but like I might just stop. It's a little too much. It's not even the shit's not even like it's there's not enough football for me. It's not enough football. They talk a lot about football, but I want to see. Well, to be honest with you, not even, because when I do see football, like when I actually do see them play fucking football, I always see like some of the cringiest like moves and like the most unathletic. Like these guys are definitely actors, or at least trying to make, like, I don't know, like maybe they do be like, like they may sling a football, maybe they could sling a football, maybe they could catch a football, but at least trying to make it seem like they can in the show, it's a little hard, because I've seen Spencer run some horrific routes, some routes that I might just do out of nowhere, to create some space. I've seen Jordan throw some absolute dimes to the defense. So yeah, the show is a little off-putting when it comes to maybe the football plays and stuff like that. But anyways, I'm rambling on too much. Let's get to the anticipated albums of 2024. Well, artists, because again, I don't know the album titles for almost all of these. So, artist. Kali Uchis, Kid Cudi, and Kanye West. So those three artists. Well, let's just say Kali Uchis and Kid Cudi, because Kanye's out the picture. I don't think he's dropping January 12th. But let's fucking just put that aside. They're dropping January 12th. Kid Cudi and Kali Uchis, Orquídeas. I believe that's how you say it. And Insano. So both dropping next Friday. Super excited for both of the albums. I will definitely be doing an album reaction to both of those albums. So January 12th should be the first big release date of music. We'll see this Friday. We'll see if any album drops this Friday, but we'll see. Anyways, Kanye, I don't think so. We're moving on. Playboy Cardi. He's been dropping singles. He just dropped a single. I'm gonna react to the new single he just dropped with Travis Scott. The music video and everything. That's gonna be one of the videos I'm gonna be reacting to and then uploading it a little bit later on. So just watch out for that. Super excited for Cardi's album. He's tapping into a new sound. It looks like, but like also going back to like he's using the baby voice but doing the deep voice. Kind of has like a different aesthetic, but like also having like a balance of both. It's a little weird, but you know what? I'm digging it. I've liked most of the singles at this point, and honestly, they might not even be singles. They might just be like Lucy's. So, I liked Hood by Air. I liked 2024. I wasn't crazy on You're the Moon, and then the Backwoods song, the new one that just dropped yesterday. I haven't listened to it yet, but I've heard little snippets. And it sounds good so far. So I'll get there. We'll get there. Uzi, yeah, I know Uzi dropped the Pink Tape and everything, but I don't know. I mean, Love Is Rage 3 is expected to come out. I mean, I could see why he may not drop it. I mean, you can see it. I think he could drop it. Why not? For sure. Fuck it. I think it's very much possible he could drop it. Absolutely. Metro is at least he confirmed that he will drop at least 3 albums this year. 3. So we most likely might be getting that Metro Future album first. Then we might get that Metro and JID collab album too. And then maybe we might get like a solo Metro album, or maybe another collab, maybe with Don Toliver, maybe with Travis, maybe with Don. I already said Don, or maybe with I don't know some other artist. It's gonna be crazy. Metro's gonna have a huge year in 2024. That Metro Future album, I think, is gonna be the first one he drops. Whew, cannot fucking wait. Absolutely, I will do an album reaction to that one as well. Absolutely, cannot miss that out. Now, there's still a Mac Miller and Madlib album that apparently is finished, but still has yet to be released. If that happens, I am tapped in. Sign me the fuck up. I need that Mac Miller Madlib album. Need it. Give it to me. Let's move over to some pop. We got Shakira. Shakira's dropped a couple singles the past couple years, dropping in her single drop era, and she's cooking. She hasn't missed with these like newer singles. She's really made some hits and doing a little bit of features, but she's been on some big songs that keeping some momentum for a new album. Maybe. Selena Gomez. I mean, come on now. It's been a couple years. It's been 4 years. It's rare. It's been what? 3 years since Revolution. Like it's been some time. Of course, she's busy doing acting and doing with her and her makeup line and shit like that. She's a busy woman. She's definitely on that business shit. But music definitely want at least one more. I also heard a rumor where her next album will most likely be her last album. Usually I would be like, that's fucking bullshit. That's cap. But I don't know. I kind of believe her. I kind of believe that might be her last album. She's tapping into other shit. Me having faith that certain other artists are also, gonna drop this year that I'm gonna just mention right away, and that's Rihanna. I'm still delusional thinking that Rihanna's gonna drop a new album this year. I always gonna have that there. And also Frank Ocean as well. Those are the two ones that like you sound like a broken record. You just having that every year just to disappoint yourself. Really, you're who the Frank is not dropping, or Rihanna. Like, who are we really kidding? Nobody. But just have to mention them because you know why not. Dua Lipa, she looks like she's gonna be dropping this year, maybe even early this year. She dropped Houdini last year, keeping some momentum on. The single is fire. We might get some new shit. We might get some new shit. Fuck it. Billie Eilish, I'm expecting a new album from her. Normani, again, fucking mystery. She don't be dropping no music. Please drop some shit. Apparently, J Rock confirmed that there's going to be a Top Dog compilation album, so we might get SZA songs, Isaiah Rashad, maybe some Kendrick. From Ab Soul, we're getting a bunch of other artists. Reason, maybe. We might get some good shit. We'll see. Baby Keem, I need a new Baby Keem album. It's been 3 years. 3 years. Now, 2024 will enter 3 years since the Melodic Blue. We need something. J. Cole, the off season, 3 years again. And he's killing it with the features. He's doing amazing with the features. But we might get that. We might get that. ASAP Rocky, you lying piece of shit. You said that shit was done almost a year ago, and the album is still not out. Where the hell is the album? It's now about to be 6 years since you last dropped an album. You are not Rihanna. You are not busier than her. Who the hell do you think you are? Drop the goddamn album. Please. Jesus. 21 Savage. Super excited for it. I hope it's a little bit different sounding wise. For the most part, where you're still gonna get the same 21 Savage material and shit. But if we get some new shit, I'll appreciate that as well. Yeet, Lucky, Juice WRLD, also some artists I would like to listen to. Yeah, I know. Well, to be honest with you, Juice WRLD, I don't really need it necessarily an album. I just kind of want like a couple of like unreleased songs that I want really out, and that's about it. I don't really want another posthumous album from Juice WRLD because it's not going to end up well. But you know what? Maybe drop a couple more singles or maybe some features. And you know what? Maybe I'll stay satisfied. But you don't got to drop another posthumous album because then that you're just pushing it even more. They're just pushing it even more, and it's already like shut up. Joey Badass. I mean, it looks like he's gonna be dropping like an R&B album. His last single, Fallen, was like a R&B track. So you know what? Like maybe we might get something like that. Ski Master Sump God, dude. This dude has just not dropped music. He dropped a track list, but doesn't drop music. And he just, I get it, man. He's been through a lot these past couple years, so it's been taking some time. But I mean, damn, when is the time gonna arrive, dude? God damn. I mean, shit. I need music. I mean, people probably forgot about you, man. You've been on the low. I mean, he's been on the low, dude. Ski Mask is not like where he was when he was dropping, freshman year of high school. And even when he dropped his last album in 2021, it was like what was it called? I honestly forgot what it was called. His last album. It came out like 2020 or 2021. That shit was not that good. So yeah, that's the thing. Just not hidden. But I'm excited for a new album, please. Benny the Butcher coming. You know what I mean? He needs to. Lil Wayne, the Carter 6. Lil Wayne had a pretty frustrating year last year, in my opinion. He was hit or miss on features, and his mixtape, but the fix before the 6 was dog shit. So yeah. SZA, where the hell is the Lana album, the SOS Deluxe? Like, we need that. Hello, we need it. Lyrical Lemonade dropping an album, I believe, in January and February, so that should be good. Chance the Rapper, the Starlight in the Sky or some shit, should be good. Usher's dropping an album on his performance after his performance at the Super Bowl. So that Sunday he's gonna be dropping that album for the Super Bowl. Chief Keef, Almighty So 2. When the hell is that gonna come out? I don't know. Jennifer Lopez looks like she's gonna be dropping in like early this year, maybe. She's teasing a couple singles. We'll see. Tyla, it looks like she's dropping in March. Her debut album. Super excited. Her little EP, her Tyla EP was really good. I really liked it. So I'm super excited for her upcoming album. Ariana Grande already teasing she's dropping new music this year. And she got time because Wicked is going to come out like late 2024, I think in December. So she got the whole year to make this shit a music year, and then by the time we get to December, she's all up and promoting that fucking Wicked movie. So hey, you know what I mean? Maybe we got something going on with the music here. We could sort of roll out maybe a tour next year. If she does drop the album this year, she's probably gonna do a tour next year because with the whole promotion of the movie, it's gonna kind of delay a little bit of the tour and shit. So I would think Ariana's gonna go on tour next year if she drops the album this year. So 2025, Ariana Grande, please come to Miami. I'm already making fucking speculation. Nothing is confirmed with Ariana. I'm just making my predictions. Again, most of these artists, they might not fucking drop in 2024, but I'm just having fun. So thank you. Coldplay, they're probably not dropping, but hey, I would like to. Miguel, probably not dropping, but hey, I would love to. Tyler the Creator, probably not dropping, but again, I would like to. Blackpink, same thing, honestly. They might not drop. Are they going to drop another single or a little mini album? We'll see. New Jeans, are they going to drop a new mini album? They dropped 2 last year. Are they going to do more this year? I don't know. We will have to wait and see, to be honest with you. But that is that. Most of Pitt's albums, shows. I mean, I didn't really give you much of a list for shows because I'm still watching a bunch of New Year's resolutions. That's not on the list. All right, fuck all that. The book is all off camera, off this and that. We're gonna move on to NFL. Or actually, no. Before we get to the NFL, college football, college motherfucking football. Let's get straight to it. Let's talk about it. So ESPN, let's go to the bowl games. So the scores, the New Year's Six bowls. So let's take a look at it. So let's look at the ones on Friday. So the ones on Friday. So Mizzou beats Ohio State, Notre Dame beats Oregon State, Clemson beats Kentucky. Excuse me, and then Memphis beats Iowa State. Goddamn, excuse me again. Then we got Georgia absolutely wiping Florida State's asshole 63-3. Ole Miss beats 38-25 to Penn State. Maryland beats Auburn 31-13, and then Wyoming beats Toledo 16-15. This this Orange Bowl game between Georgia and Florida State. I mean, Florida State didn't have their starters, and this was not a statement game for them. They didn't want to make it a statement game. I thought they would have at least wanted to make it a statement game to prove the committee that hey, they should have deserved making it to the college football playoffs, but instead they just kind of were half-assing it. They didn't really want to put much work into it. They didn't give a fuck, to be honest with you. I mean, again, there was injuries, of course, even without their starting quarterback and with a backup quarterback or third stringer. Were they really going to do much against Georgia? No, but if they had their starters in, I think I would have thought way more than 3 points would have been added up, and they wouldn't have lost by 60. So yeah, Georgia beating Florida State may not be the most, biggest thing, but hey, it did the job. It did the job. So they got the win there. All right, but let's talk about the other games. So before we get to oh shit, I kind of spoiled it already. But anyways, so yeah, Tennessee defeats Iowa 35-0. LSU defeats Wisconsin 35-31. Oregon defeats Liberty 45-6. So I mean, all these I got right. I mean, LSU came back. And LSU got the win here. I mean, of course, their quarterback was Nusier, so of course Jaden Daniels wasn't playing. Tennessee wiped Iowa's ass. I thought Iowa was going to give a better fight, but my goodness, Tennessee's defense was on point. Oregon absolutely wiping Liberty's asshole. It was not even close. Bo Nixon in his last collegiate game, 5 touchdowns, 363 yards. Again, he was a Heisman candidate this year, and he was one of the best players in college ball. And he's ending it with a bang with the Fiesta Bowl game. And now let's talk about the first of the 2 semifinal college football playoff games, the Rose Bowl between Alabama and Michigan. I had Alabama winning this game over Michigan, and as you can see, Michigan took the W, 27-20. This game was honestly, Michigan, for the most part, had full control of this game. I'm gonna be honest with you. This was really a game that was really Michigan's defense. I mean, they were really on point in the first half. They only allowed 10 points in the first half. While Michigan was up. It was like what 13-10 at halftime. It was like 13-10 at halftime, so it was kind of getting close. Alabama was just punting the ball. Michigan's special teams, however, was all over the place, man. They were getting some muffled punts, and it was not the best, overall for the kickers as well. They missed a couple, extra points and this and that. And yeah, it was the special teams was kind of all over the place for Michigan, but I mean the offense were there. I mean that run game is crazy, man. That run game is just fucking insane. I mean, it really is just ridiculous. It just really is fucking ridiculous. I mean, and if you think the offense was good, that defense is generational, to be honest with you, man. I mean, coming into the game, I thought Alabama was gonna put a lot more pressure on that defense. But I mean, I didn't expect fucking 50. I didn't expect Alabama putting up 50 points or lighting it up over that Michigan defense. But I thought they were gonna run the ball a lot more. 14 carries, 87 yards from McClellan. He had 2 touchdowns. And then Milroe, bro, he was, and oh man, again, the Michigan defense was putting pressure on Milroe. He got sacked like 5 or 6 times. Yeah, dude, Michigan was all over Milroe, and I mean he was clutch. Coming in towards like the fourth quarter, making things interesting. But Michigan just came back towards or no, they came back strong because they tied the game. And then going into overtime, they took the lead first. They had the ball first, took the lead. And then, of course, Alabama had a chance to tie it. And, this was the play that, I mean, you just saw it. It was just play now. But this was the last QB draw play that they decided to run on 4th and goal. And that's how Alabama ended the season. Now, very questionable call because they took like 2 timeouts, or they took one. It was 2 timeouts in between for this play call to happen. And yeah, it was a lot going on there. I mean, congrats to Michigan. That defense is fucking amazing. McCarthy, I'm not crazy on McCarthy, but he had a good game. Um, Blake Corum, I think now he leads in Michigan's all-time leader in rushing touchdowns. In Michigan Wolverines history. So I mean, congrats to Corum there. Roman Wilson had a great game. He's that number 1 receiver for the Wolverines, and I mean Alabama just couldn't do much going on there. The coaching was also a little bit shaky. I mean Nick Saban didn't coach out the best game plan there, and especially on that play call at the end was definitely questionable. I wouldn't say it was the worst call, but definitely, maybe not the best decision going up against, maybe not letting Jalen Milroe have the ball when that defense was just already putting pressure on him the entire game itself. So just like that, Michigan moves on to the national championship, and then we're playing next Monday. And then the next game we got was the Texas Longhorns, which Washington, they got the job done 37-31. Michael Penix Jr. has to be the second best player in college football because Jaden Daniels had such a really good year, putting up Heisman-worthy numbers. Of course, he won the Heisman Trophy, but Michael Penix Jr. just absolutely fucking clutch. All season long, it was very questionable how this Washington Huskies team, at least the defense, was going to put up to par. And again, the defense for the most part played well. Again, allowing 31 points was still, not amazing. They weren't really at their best here. But when they needed the defense to make a play the most, example, on the final drive for Texas, they had multiple opportunities. They were at the 15-yard line with like 20 seconds left. They had they had 4 downs to complete. And as you can see here, I mean, they just couldn't get it done. Texas had chances to take the lead, could have easily won the game here. They just couldn't make the opportunity happen. And of course, Washington's defense, they stepped up towards the end. Michael Penix Jr. had 430 yards, 2 touchdowns as well. 2 touchdowns as well for Johnson, the running back, 21 carries, 49 yards. Yeah, the Washington offense is very explosive. They have weapons. And if the defense, look, it's going to be a little concerning to see because Michigan's defense is honestly worlds levered than Washington. But if they can make certain plays happen, it's going to be very interesting for this national championship to occur. So, Washington, congratulations. They win the All State Sugar Bowl. So, of course, we got to go to Monday night for the finale, for the last game of the season. Michigan, yes, this is a national championship that college football kind of needed because we were all kind of tired of Alabama and Georgia always fucking winning it, right? We were all tired of that shit. So we're going to Houston. Well, I'm not going to Houston, but I'm watching this shit from the crib. But these two teams are going to Houston, going up against each other in the national championship. Washington, Michigan, the top two best teams in the country, both teams undefeated. Never lost a game this season. Michigan's record in the Big Ten was very questionable, especially because the offense wasn't amazing throughout the season. But the defense, legendary. Defense, god tier. Washington, offense, amazing. Defense, very questionable. So it's gonna be it's a tale of two opposite sides here. We don't know what really. I mean, we will know. We want to know. I mean, Michigan's offense is complete. They can take down Washington's defense if it was for me. But Washington is going to punish you, man. I feel like the run game in Washington's very underrated. Same in Michigan. Well, not really underrated because, I mean, Blake Corum, again, one of the best running backs in college, literally, is like the Christian McCaffrey in college football. Guaranteed he's going to get a tutty, you know, in the game because he's just automatic. And of course, Michigan's a run heavy offense. They barely really throw the ball. I mean, McCarthy's really not that comfortable getting out the pocket and throwing, making big throws. While Penix is out there fucking slinging 55 yarders like it's absolutely nothing. And obviously, Michigan getting through here with the whole scandal with the sign stealing, not sign stealing. Well, yeah, like stealing signs from practices from other teams, and Jim Harbaugh was suspended for 3 games, and the adversity that they had to face. They're known as cheaters and this and that. And well, even though I definitely put like a taint on that because I wasn't really hating on them, even though everybody was just kind of gonna go down on them for what they've been accused of allegedly. Still, again. I don't think the players were not involved in that. So for me, the players have nothing to fucking do with that shit, and I feel like the players they're just there to ball. They're just there to win a championship. Their goal is to win on Monday night. So it looks like Michigan is the best team in college football, and I think Washington, if they beat Michigan, it will be a huge upset. I mean, I don't think a lot of people even had Washington in the college football playoffs. I mean, Michigan, we could have expected Michigan to be here, but Washington, not really. They would have been in a bowl game, definitely. But in the college football playoffs over Georgia, you know what I mean? Or at least until Georgia lost to Alabama, that's when Georgia made it out of the college football playoffs, and then Alabama had to step in, and then boom, they got the 4th seed, and then that's how they made to the college to the playoffs. It's gonna be interesting, man. This year with the next for the 12-team college football playoffs for next season, it's gonna be very interesting. But for Michigan, Washington, I'm gonna go with Washington. I don't know. I don't know. I kind of feel like an upset might happen. If not, Michigan wins it. I'm cool with it. I have nothing against Michigan. The only mean thing I may have said is that I don't think McCarthy is amazing or anything. He just doesn't show me. He doesn't wow me. But he ain't fucking terrible. He knows what he's doing, and he has a great supporting cast around him. He doesn't got to even do much. I mean, that fucking defense. They could carry him in all he wants. He doesn't have to put up numbers like Penix has been doing. It's just it's a different job. It's a different, And again, people are saying he's a system quarterback, whatever the case may be. The success is there, and Michigan has made it far for a reason. But we will see. I would really like to see Washington win this shit. I would really like to see Washington. I'm heavy on the underdog in this one. Fuck it, why not? Just give me. I don't know. Will the W win or the M will win? You know what I mean? Millions or wins? What would you take? The win or the millions? I don't know. That's up to you. But anyways, that's college football. That's my national championship prediction. I got Washington beating Michigan. I'll say 38-35. That's like my casual. Yeah, 38-35. It's going to be absolutely a great game on Monday night. Super excited for it. Now, let's get to week 17, ladies and gentlemen. Boy. Uh, week 17 was a little chaotic for me, I'm gonna be honest with you. But let's talk about it. Okay, so we talked about the Thursday night football game. The Saturday night game between the Lions and the Cowboys. This one was interesting. Cowboys get the win at home in Dallas. They're 11-5. They're an inch closer from winning the division after what the Eagles have put up uh, against the Cardinals. And the Lions, yeah, the refs may have fucked it up for everybody. Yeah, the whole situation at the end of the game where the player came in and made a legal substitution, and there was a bunch of flags and a bunch of penalties against Detroit, and the refs were kind of just, yeah, I mean, yeah, and by the way, the officials are not going to be officiating in the postseason, so we won't see them again for the rest of the season. After that, and yeah, the Lions may have gotten screwed, and the Cowboys got away with it. They got the win either way. You know what I mean? Not to make excuses for that, but it's definitely not like a give. It felt like a giveaway kind of win. They very much needed it to bounce back against the losing to the Dolphins last week, which the Dolphins couldn't fucking do that. But hey, here the Cowboys gained the job done. Very close, tooth and nail. By the skin of their teeth, they got the win. And also Detroit. I mean, Dan Campbell has so much balls. He has a lot of balls to go for it for 2 points to take the 1 point lead instead of tying the game to potentially, force something and put something out of the defense or to force overtime. He went for it for 3 times, 3 consecutive times. He went for it for a 2 point conversion, and they just couldn't convert it. There was a delay of game. Then there was it was offsides or some shit, and then the other penalty didn't count, and then they didn't convert it afterwards, and there was a no call after that. So Lions had opportunities, and the refs and definitely encountered and this and that. Cowboys got the win. Lions, it's okay. Y'all in the playoffs. Y'all could afford a loss like this. Again, frustrating because the referees still just put you in a down position. But let's not act like the Lions are the only team that gets fucking screwed by the refs. Even though they do have a history. They definitely do have a history. Because the Lions are definitely always getting shit on by the refs. Just to be fair. Speaking of getting absolutely shit on, but not by the officials, just by the offense, the Ravens just a casual 56 points. Just an absolute average 56 points on the Miami Dolphins defense. This game right here, right? It gave me hope. It gave me fear as well. I said it. Like, this game, for us to win, me having my delusion, having my faith, and still cheering on for this Dolphins team, because we still have had a great season overall. And yeah, even if we lose to the Ravens, it can't be that bad. I mean, losing to the Ravens is not like losing to the Cardinals. But this was fucking pathetic. This was pathetic. This was just fucking pathetic. And it just got worse. Defense couldn't stop a fucking nosebleed. And I don't want to hear it. I know we had injuries. Jalen Phillips went down, but that was not in this game. That was, a couple games ago. Bradley Chubb went out in the fourth quarter. We were already getting blown out. He got hurt late in the game, which, by the way, I don't even know why he was still out there. It was like very late in the game. This was garbage time. We were not going to win that game up until the point where he got hurt. He was still playing, and he got hurt with like 3 or 4 minutes left in the game. Fucking sucks. He just didn't even need to play at that point. But anyways, getting dicked down. 37-point loss. Lamar had like 5 passing. He had like 5 touchdowns? Tua, 22 for 38, 237 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Devon Achane, 107 yards. He had a receiving touchdown. And then Lamar Jackson, 18 for 21, 329 yards, a touchdown. Oh, and Tyler Huntley joined in the fun for a little tutty, 19 yards, one fucking completion, one attempt, and still got the tutty. And then Gus Edwards had a rushing touchdown. And Melvin Gordon. I didn't even know Melvin Gordon was on the fucking Ravens. Oh my God. Isaiah Likely. I mean, hey, Isaiah Likely was helping me out in fantasy. 2 touchdowns, and same with Zay Flowers. So, fantasy wise, I love the Ravens for this game. Just being a fan of the Dolphins, it hurt me so much. Because, man, I did not think we were going to get absolutely dicked down like this. It was pathetic. Our offense has suffered. It really has been suffering, man. The offense should have done a lot better. Tyreek Hill, he missed like a wide open touchdown. But whatever, at that point, that wouldn't even done much. That would have just been another 7 points added. It would have been 26 to 56. All right. So we still lost by 30. But other than that, the turnovers for fucking Tua, he had some. I'm telling you, man, Tua is good at what he does. He's overhated. People disrespect Tua so fucking much. But when he makes those turnovers, it just looks like it's the dumbest thing ever. I'm sorry. He makes committing turnovers and throwing interceptions in the dumbest ways of possible. Like in the dumbest way possible sometimes, man. We force a turnover. The Dolphins force a turnover because I think the Ravens we got a forced fumble or they muffed the punt and then we got the fumble recovery. And on the very first play from the fucking turnover that we just committed, we throw a fucking turnover. Tua throws an interception and then we commit the. It's like we can't catch a fucking break on the offense, man. Our run game is not there too. I mean, Devon Achane had a good game. Mostert didn't play, which also would have affected much of the game too, but still. Was it going to change the final score? Not much. I mean, they scored 21 points in 2 quarters. They scored 42 points in the second and fourth quarter alone. They could have honestly 70 points. They could have pulled what we did on the Broncos or what the Raiders did to the Chargers. They could have wiped us out even more, to be honest with you. They could have went for 60, 70 points. Oh yeah, Ravens. Oh my goodness, man. Fucking amazing. So I'm done talking about the Dolphins. I think our season is over. I think we're going to be one and done in the postseason. I'm going to be honest with you. I have no faith in this Dolphins team. We don't have any momentum. We'll see what happens against the Bills week 18, but my goodness. Now, to talk about the Ravens, Lamar Jackson, MVP. If Lamar Jackson is not he's going to be MVP, guys. McCaffrey deserves a little bit of credit as well. Because again, we know that they're not going to give it to a running back. So they got to give it to Lamar Jackson. After this, too, he had 19 passing touchdowns? He got 24 after this one, improving his stats a lot more. And he looks very much of a quarterbacking type of guy. I don't know who was that radio host lady that said that Lamar was a great athlete, but not a great quarterback, or not quarterback likely. Or quarterbacky, whatever the fuck she used to describe him. I bet she got fired right after. I would hope she got fired. She doesn't know what the fuck she's talking about. What the hell is she? She is tweaking on the perks. Please get off the perks. Anyways, Ravens demolish the Dolphins. Me sad as a fan, me happy as a fantasy owner of Zay Flowers and Isaiah Likely, because they got me a huge win this week. Now, they need to do it next week, because next week I need to win so I can fucking win fantasy again for the 3rd time in my life out of 4 times I've played fantasy. So I need it. And the Ravens, they might win the Super Bowl. That's all I gotta say. The Ravens, they're just too good. My goodness, they're just way too fucking good. They're just unstoppable. They're unfucking stoppable. Next, we got the Buffalo Bills defeating the New England Patriots. 27-21. Ugly game. The Patriots started with a 90-something yard kickoff return touchdown. And I called it. I was on red zone, and I was just like, "Oh, let me just randomly call a touchdown, even though it's probably not going to be a touchdown." And all of a sudden, they just fucking returned it 98 something yards or whatever. So casually, the Patriots start off the game amazing, and then they just make a bunch of turnovers. And then this game is just a constant back and forth of turnovers. As you can see, the stats: Bailey Zappi, he had a pitiful ass game: 16 for 29, 209 yards, zero touchdowns, and three interceptions. Amazing. And then Josh Allen, 15 for 30, 169 yards. Didn't do much because the run game kind of cooked a little bit. Or didn't, well, honestly, not really. He didn't use the run game that much, but he was rushing himself a lot. He had two rushing touchdowns and he had an interception. So passing the ball, Josh Allen didn't have to do much there on his own. He was rushing for himself. He was giving it to James Cook. And the defense did a good job for a majority of the time. They got three turnovers off of the Patriots interceptions there from Bailey Zappi. It was very sloppy though. The offense needs to kind of get better though. I'm not gonna lie, the offense has been a little shaky. It's still good. Josh Allen still, he's still, you got it. You got it. This Bills team is still dangerous. They're still heating up. They're still not no bum ass team or a team that is committing three turnovers and Josh Allen looks so pitiful out there. No, they look good. They look good. And the Patriots, I mean, why would they needed to win this game? No reason for it. You know? So yeah, the Bills got the W against the Patriots, and well, yeah, that's all we know. Oh, by the way, forgot to mention with the Ravens game. So since they beat the Dolphins, they get the number one seed in the AFC. So yeah, the Dolphins, Bills, the AFC conference will run through Baltimore because they clinch home field advantage and the first round bye. So congratulations to the Ravens getting the first seed. Dolphins, we have a chance to win the division, but this Bills team right here could easily just fucking rip it off from us. So we'll see. This one was not really much of a useful game to most of us who really cared about the playoff standings or whatnot. But the Falcons, of course, they lose to the Bears 37-17. To be honest with you, I didn't really watch much of the game, but let me see the stats real quick. Taylor Heineke, yikes. 10 for 29, 163 yards, a touchdown, 3 picks. And then Desmond Ridder had an interception, 3 for 14. I mean, he came in for a little bit. He was a backup for this one. And then the Bears cooking. Well, here. 20 for 32, 268 yards, a touchdown, 0 interceptions. Khalil Herbert had 124 yards. Justin Fields had a rushing touchdown. Deshaun Johnson had a rushing touchdown. DJ Moore had a receiving one. The offense for the Bears was cooking, though. They put up 37 points. And, hey, look, Justin Fields, you know what, man? Justin Fields has been playing really good. He's shown glimpses. He hasn't been consistent, but he has shown that he could potentially be this guy, the guy in Chicago. Now, the Bears, despite being 7-9, a lot better than what I thought they were gonna be. I thought they were gonna be a lot worse than 7-9. They still have a high draft pick. They might get a top 5 pick. They might go for Caleb Williams. They might go for Marvin Harrison Jr. So whoever route they go for, if they're going to get another quarterback, if they're going to trade Justin Fields, honestly, Justin Fields, if he stays in Chicago, he's going to be the guy. And even if they draft Caleb Williams, I think he will remain as a starter. I think Justin Fields will still remain as the starter for the Bears to give Caleb Williams a little bit of experience there, which is kind of crazy because Justin Fields has only been in the league for 3 years? This is going to be his 4th season next year. So not much experience being the guy there, and especially since a lot of people are still questioning if he really is the guy in Chicago. But if he's fully healthy, and again, if he has a lot more help on the fucking defense, and if he had a couple more playmakers, this Bears team could be a slept-on and low-key a playoff contending team. You know what I mean? And also if they had a better head coach. The head coach is also dog shit. But the Bears, they could really be dangerous in the next couple of years. I could see that. They're not terrible. They're actually a lot better than what I thought. I mean, I really thought they were going to be actually dog shit. And they were showing a lot of glimpse of dog shit this season. But they've had some high moments. This is a high moment. I mean, they were in playoff contention up until the Packers beat the Vikings. That's how they got eliminated. From the Packers beating the Vikings on Sunday Night Football in week 17. This is a team that's getting a top 5 pick in the draft, and they're getting eliminated from playoff contention in week 17. Come on, that says a lot. Give the Bears some credit. Falcons, you guys suck. Y'all have just fell off after y'all blew a 28-3 lead to the fucking Patriots, to Tom Brady. Tom Brady just ruined y'all. I'm sorry. This Falcons team just doesn't get better. It just hasn't done nothing since the Super Bowl. Realistically, let's be real. Next, we got the Houston Texans beating the Tennessee Titans 26-3. Titans, useless. We don't care. Ill, disgusting. Derrick Henry, still fuck with you, but ill, no, we don't care. Texans, CJ Stroud comes back. He comes back and plays a good game. Let me see his stats real quick. We don't give a fuck about the Titans. Texans, 24 for 32 or 213 yards, a touchdown, interception. No rushing touchdowns, but there was a receiving touchdown for Brevin Jordan, and a bunch of fucking field goals. For the Texans. Offensively, didn't show the best outing. A lot of field goals as well in this one, but hey, the defense was on point, allowing Tennessee only 3 points. Defense did their thing, and the defense for the Texans have been surprising. I'm not gonna lie, that team is honestly don't have a shitty defense. They don't have a shitty defense. That's kind of shocking to me. So you know what? Hey, you can only see what's going on from there. The Texans not that bad, and they're still in contention for the playoffs. So right now, they're still fighting for the AFC South. The Titans are out of it, obviously, but with the Colts and with the Jaguars still in contention, and there's a 3-way tie literally for the division, it's gonna be a battle. It's gonna be a battle to the end. So yeah, congratulations on the Texans beating the Titans. Next, we got the Raiders losing to the Indianapolis Colts 23-20. And just like that, the Raiders are eliminated from playoff contention after just getting high off of beating the Kansas City Chiefs on Christmas Day. It was a Christmas miracle. Or it just was just a little bit of a teaser for what could be, honestly, a solid roster for the Raiders, or a solid season for the Raiders next season, maybe. I like what Antonio Pierce has been doing with this Raiders team. I honestly don't think he should leave. I think they should make him as the official head coach for next season for the Raiders. I like what he's been doing. The Raiders weren't in on the game for the most part. They were trying to they were aiming for a comeback in the fourth quarter, but their offense was a little sluggish. The Colts, they looked all right. Aiden McConnell had 2 touchdowns, 299 yards. Samir White had 20 carries, 71 yards. So, I mean, he had a solid game. The Colts, though, Gardner Minshew was solid. 15 for 23, 224 yards, a touchdown. Jonathan Taylor had one of his best games of the season, 96 yards, a touchdown, and 21 carries. He had a pretty good game. And the Colts, they're still in contention for the AFC South. Once again, Raiders are out of it, but we'll see what the Raiders can do next season. Right now, they could still play spoilers, I believe, next week, because they play against the Chargers? Not the Chargers. Or the Broncos again. One of those, another AFC West opponent. They've already played the Chiefs twice, so it has to be the Raiders. It has to be the Chargers or the Broncos again. But anyways, Colts still in contention for the AFC South. Raiders eliminated, but has maybe a couple things to look forward to next season. Next, we got the Carolina Panthers going up against the Jacksonville Jaguars, with the Jaguars wiping that Panthers asshole into pieces. Jesus Christ. 26-0. Yep, that is a Panthers game in 2023, or was in 2023. Just useless. Just pathetic. Jaguars without Trevor Lawrence, with CJ Beathard as their starting quarterback. Putting up, what was the stats? 17 for 24, 178 yards, 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. But Travis Etienne had a casual 16 carries, 102 yards, and 2 touchdown performance. So the offense was cooking. They had a couple field goals as well. The defense, yeah, that defense was on point. Allowed 0 points. So as you can only imagine, defense was putting pressure on Bryce Young like it was nothing. Like it was nothing. Again, man, the Panthers. Bryce Young, I'm hoping you have a better year next year, man. This was a miserable rookie year for Bryce Young, dude. I feel so bad for him. I really hope it gets better. I really want to say the Panthers are going to be a good team again. You know, 9 years ago they were in the fucking Super Bowl, man. That's crazy. And now they're just the worst team in football. Like, times change so quickly, right? Just changes so quickly. But yeah, the Jaguars beat the Panthers. Not much to say here. The Jaguars still contention again for the AFC South division. Next, we got a close one somehow between the LA Rams and the New York Giants. The Giants, ugh, you missed the extra. You missed the field goal attempt to take the lead, and they missed a 2-point conversion. It could have been an easy toss up to Saquon Barkley. And they couldn't convert the 2-point conversion. And they couldn't hit the potential game-winning field goal. So the Rams survived two big plays that would have easily put them out of the game and would have taken a terrible loss. And with that, they would have been 8-8. Ladies and gentlemen, they would have been 8-8. And I believe they probably would have been eliminated, or at least the playoff chances would have been like fucking at 1% if they lost to the Giants. So Rams, by the skin of their teeth, they got the win here. Kyron motherfucking Williams, though. 3 touchdowns. Oh my God, this is what I needed. Thank you, fucking Kyron Williams. You are my fantasy football MVP this season. And I picked him off of waivers in like week 4 or some shit. But thank you. You've done bits for me, my dog. Puka Nacua, 2 for 19, didn't have the best game, as you can see. Matthew Stafford, 2 picks, an intercept, 2 picks, a touchdown, 317 yards, 24 for 34. I mean, just couldn't get much going there. But the Rams, they survive. They survive. But if the Giants would have gone to you, hey man, the Rams would have been on the verge of just getting sent home and not making the postseason. But they got it. They're 9-7. They're still up there. They're still fighting for a playoff spot right now, and they still got one more week to prove it. Now let's talk about the Arizona Cardinals defeating these useless Philadelphia Eagles. You know, here's one thing. Here's one thing, right? This was supposed to happen. It was bound to happen. Realistically, the Eagles all season, we've had people in the media saying that the Eagles need to step it up, because even when they were winning games, when they were on a 9 or 10 game winning streak, I believe they were 9-0, 10-0 or whatever, and then they lose the next 4 out of their next 5 games. It's because we were just getting scraping wins. We were getting scrappy wins. We couldn't get a comfortable win. We couldn't dominate like the Ravens are, destroying the Niners, destroying the Dolphins, destroying almost every team that's on their path. The Eagles can't put a complete game together. Even when we were on a winning streak, we were just getting lucky at some point. Similar to the Minnesota Vikings last year, when they won 11 games, and most of those are like 13 wins or something. I think they won like 12 or 13 wins, and 11 of them were one possession wins. One possession wins. We were lucky in the chances that we had that it could have went either or, and we were lucky to get all those wins that we were putting up. But losing the next 4 out of the next 5 games to end the season with one more game left, is actual fucking pitiful. The offense looked good for the most part. Jalen Hurts honestly didn't look that bad. What were his stats? Let me see. 18 for 23, 162 yards, 3 touchdowns, interception. He didn't look bad. The run game could have done better. DeAndre Swift, 61 yards, 13 games. Wasn't terrible, though. Dallas Goddard got a touchdown. Julio Jones, I mean, he had a game. He had 2 touchdowns. What the fuck? Julio Jones had 2 receiving touchdowns? What the fuck is this? 2012? What the fuck is this? But anyways, but first, before we get there, again, the Eagles, offensively, they didn't look that bad. Where the fuck is the O-line? Where the fuck is the secondary? Where the fuck is the defense? Where did that go? We let the Cardinals put up 35 points. We let Kyler Murray put up what? We let Kyler Murray throw for 232 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. We let James Conner cook us. 26 carries, 128. He might win player of the week in the NFC. I'm not going to lie. He got 26 carries, 128 yards. What the fuck? He got fucking. Oh, shit. He got 128 yards a Oh my fucking god. Oh my god, man. And I thought the Dolphins were in a shitty situation. We're fucked, man. We're really fucked. We're really at this point, who has a better chance of winning a playoff game? The Eagles or the Dolphins? For me, it's a toss-up. It's a fucking toss-up. The Eagles, who just came off of a season, last season, coming off of the Super Bowl, being one of the better teams, and they've had a lot of comfortable wins last year, even though it was a little bit different because we had an easy schedule. We didn't play against anybody, but we still made it to the bowl, and we almost could have won if it wasn't for that fucking penalty towards, you know, at the end of the game. You know what I mean? It could have a couple other things. We could have been Super Bowl champions again, but hey, it is what it is, and we're just defensively just so out of it. So out of it. Jake Elliott has looked good. Just to point that out, because he's been very consistent with us. Just to point that out there. Give him some, love and respect. But we need our defense to step up. We are not about to go to the playoffs and let the Arizona Cardinals just weeks before put up 35 points on us like that. Who the fuck do they think they are? They actually played great. Shout out to the Cardinals. They played great. Either way, again, football is magical. Shit like this happens any given Sunday. Any given Sunday. Anything could happen. So that's the beauty of football. It's like, me as an Eagles fan, of course I'm pissed that we lost the game to the fucking Cardinals, but it's so beautiful because it's like any team has any chance to take it. And what did I say? There's going to be a team that's going to play spoilers. Here comes the Cardinals doing that to my favorite team. Unfortunately, it could have been to other teams. It could have been other teams playing spoilers, but no. And then also, the head coach for the Cardinals, Jonathan Gannon, who was our defensive coordinator for the Eagles in the Super Bowl, or for the season last year, or for the last couple years. He comes to his old building, his old team, and cooks us. Did we want to be on Gannon's side? Did we want him to let him win? It was his first game back in Philly. He did so much for us last season, in Philly. Now he wants to just run us over with James Conner. Now he just wants to run us over. He wants to fucking destroy our lives. And just like that, the number 1 seed is gone for the Eagles. The Niners get the number 1 seed because they beat the Commanders. So yeah, that was that. Bada bing, bada boom. Horrific fucking loss. I mean, this is a nightmare loss, man. We still have a chance to win a division. We got to beat the Giants in New York, I believe. And we had a competitive game last time, like we played against the Giants. Like last game before this one, it was close. It was close. Fuck, man. Jeez, I'm sweating and shit, man. It's fucking pitiful. Pitiful ass fucking performance. I'm just, Jesus Christ. Anyways, let's just move on from that. Next, we got the Saints taking care of business, defeating the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 23-13. Both teams are now 8-8, and the Saints, Again, like this team is just so fucking confusing. They look good, then look bad, good, then bad, good, mid, good, bad, 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 good, 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 mid, bad, good, mad, good, mid, mad, bad, good, mid, mad, bad, good, mid, bad, good, mid, mad, bad. That's what the fuck the Saints are. They're just so inconsistent. It's like they're consistently inconsistent. What the fuck is that? Please. Buccaneers. Baker Mayfield has not cooked the last 2 games. They're slowing down. They're stopping this motherfucker. They're putting pressure. Defense looked good for the Saints. Stats. Let me see the stats. 2 touchdowns, 97 yards, 224 for 34. For 32, excuse me. Then Baker Mayfield had 22 for 33, 309 yards, 2 tutty-utties, and then 2 interceptions. Come on now. They needed more than that. What the fuck was that? Come on. Buccaneers still have a chance to win a division, I believe, if they win the game next week against the Panthers. So that should be light work. While the Saints have to play against the other opponent, the Falcons. So they should get it. They should do it. They should get the job done. Thank you. So yeah. But either way, the NFC South is still wide open entering Week 18. Next, we got the San Francisco 49ers getting the job done, getting the number 1 seed because the Eagles decided to just, be nice and give it to the Niners. Because we're just so nice. And yeah, the Niners get the number 1 seed. They clinch a home field advantage and the first round bye, and getting the win over the Commanders 27-10. Yeah, they beat the Commanders. They had to beat the Commanders. There's no way they were going to lose to the fucking Commanders. They couldn't beat the Eagles losing to the fucking Cardinals, so they had to beat the Commanders. So yeah, big win not really big win, but good, important win for the Niners to not look sloppy in this and have some momentum. Obviously, they got rammed by the Ravens, last week. They had a bounce back win. Brock Purdy looked good again. Debo looked good. Brandon Ayuk looked good. McCaffrey got banged up. That's one thing that it's going to look. He looks like he's not going to be playing next week, but that's fine. They can lose next week. That doesn't fucking matter. They're the number 1 seed. They have basically 2 bye weeks next week and then the wild card round. And then by the time they get to the divisional round, they're going to be rock hard. What the fuck did I just say? What the hell did I just say? They're going to be rocking and rolling. What the fuck? I should cut that out. That was really out of nowhere. I'm sorry I said that. Anyways, they're rocking and rolling. You know what I mean? So they can come. Come out of that, loss after losing to the Ravens like that. So yeah, big win for the Niners. Congrats, they got the number 1 seed. Still a very dangerous team, and yeah, it doesn't look like the Eagles are going to stop this team now in the postseason. We had our chance. We had a good opportunity last year, but this year it's going to be different, unfortunately. Steelers getting the win over the Seattle Seahawks, 30-23. Just when you doubt the Steelers, just when you think this team is going to be ass, this team is not going to have more wins than losses. This team just lost to the Cardinals and lost to another team or whatever. That was embarrassing. The Steelers are just mid. And you're not wrong. They are mid. But with the win like this, defeating the Seahawks, who are also in playoff contention and ruining their chances a little bit more than it should be right now, the Steelers get the job done. The offense looks good. Mason Rudolph is cooking somehow. Didn't throw for any touchdowns, but still solid. 18 for 24, 274 yards, 2 touchdowns for Najee Harris. When the fuck is Najee Harris having 2 touchdowns and 27 carries on 100? Wow. He had a great game, Najee Harris. I didn't even know. I didn't even hear about him having a good game. What the fuck? Jalen Warren, 13 carries, 75 yards, a touchdown. The running game was cooking. The defense was doing good for the most part. Seattle, Geno Smith, what was it? 20 for 33, 29 yards, a touchdown. And Kenneth Walker had a touchdown as well. Didn't look bad himself either. Didn't look bad, but it came close to the end. And Mike Tomlin, once again, finishes his 17th season with a winning record. He's 17-0. He will never get a losing record. We will try for 18 next year. It will happen. And that doesn't automatically mean that they're going to make the postseason still, because the Steelers, they need like the Packers to lose, the Seahawks to lose again. They need like a bunch of other teams, and they need to beat the Ravens for them to have like a big chance of making the postseason, getting the last playoff spot. But yeah, congrats to the Steelers. They got a huge win against Seattle on the road, so that was big on them. Next, we got the most useless game probably of the whole week. The Chargers losing to the Denver Broncos 16-9. No one fucking watched this game. I didn't pay attention to this game. Who cares? Broncos are out. Chargers are out. Whatever. I don't give a shit. Nice. Whatever. Good for you. Yay. Bengals, Chiefs. This was an interesting game. Chiefs getting the job done against the Bengals 25-17. Eliminating the Cincinnati Bengals from playoff contention. Unfortunately, my Super Bowl pick before the season started, they are eliminated. So, yeah, I was dead wrong. But since Joe Burrow got hurt, I kind of already saw that happening from a mile away. But it added a little nice run to at least make things interesting, at least to be in playoff contention a little longer than expected. And the Chiefs, they figure it out. Or did they? Not really. They had a good opening drive. They scored a touchdown in the first quarter. And then the Chiefs decided to take over with the offense. And they let Harrison Buckner do the rest of the doing, rest of the kicking, rest of the load. This motherfucker had 6 field goals. 6 field goals. Translation, 18 points. 18 points was from Harrison Buckner. And they scored 25. One touchdown in the first quarter. And then a bunch of field goals for Harrison Buckner. Harrison Buckner, MVP for the Chiefs in this game. The offense couldn't do much. Harrison Buckner, MVP of the game, couldn't do much. So the offense is still struggling. Yes, Pacheco looks good. Rashid Rice had a solid game. Kelsey, come on, man. Kelsey, please step up. Please step up, dude. Isaiah Pacheco had the only touchdown, the receiving touchdown. Obviously, Mahomes had one touchdown. That was the one to Pacheco, then 245 yards, 21. Yeah. So that's crazy that Pacheco had a receiving touchdown, and he also had the 18 carries and 130 yards. Yes, the madman himself, Isaiah Pacheco, running the football very well in this game and getting into at least, field goal range multiple times to put up points on the board. But again, Harrison Buckner leading the offense for the Chiefs because the Chiefs' offense has still not looked amazing. They got the win, and again, the defense still playing great. The defense is the biggest reason why they're even still here. And also, can't forget to mention, the Chiefs, obviously, after winning, they've officially clinched the playoff berth because they also won the AFC West. Raiders, Chargers, and the Broncos are eliminated. So, Raiders still playing a dog shit division for the most part. I mean, the Chiefs still playing a dog shit division overall, not the most competitive. So even at their roller coaster season that they've having, they still were able to take care of the division, and at least maybe if they can get a high seed, maybe the number 3 seed, they could get at least a home playoff game in the postseason if they can win the wild card round. So we will have to wait and see. We will have to wait and see what the Chiefs can do. They need to step it up, though. They need to step it up because things need to adjust. And the Bengals, it was nice to see this team perform well, but just couldn't do much. And then finally, the last game of Week 17, Sunday Night Football, we got the Green Bay Packers annihilating the Minnesota Vikings. 33-10. I did not even watch this game. I was just living my life, enjoying the New Year's Eve party with my family, and getting caught up watching the score on ESPN, and that's it. Didn't really intrigue myself watching the game. But for good reason, because I expected the Packers to annihilate the Vikings. That's exactly what happened. Jordan Love cooking 24 for 33, 256 yards, 3 touchdowns. He looked good. Jordan Love had a rushing touchdown. Imagine, he had a rushing touchdown. He did all the offense himself. Nick Mullins. Yikes. Jared Hall also didn't look that good in the first half. He got benched after putting up 5 and 10, 67 yards and interception. Yeah, didn't look good. Vikings, I still believe they're in the play. I'm gonna look at the playoff picture right now. Let me just check it right now. So yeah, I believe they're still not mathematically eliminated. If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong, but we'll see. So yeah, this is the current playoff picture right now. Where is it? The playoff picture? Thank you. I need it. Where's the playoff? Okay, here it is. Okay, so here are the teams that have clinched a playoff spot. So in the AFC, we got the Ravens, of course, Eagles. So the Ravens, they clinched the AFC North, and the number one seed. Oh no, excuse me. They haven't clinched the division yet, but they have the number one seed. Dolphins still haven't clinched the AFC East, but they've clinched a playoff berth. The AFC West belongs to the Chiefs, and they're in the playoffs, of course. The Browns, they clinch a playoff berth, but they're still second in the AFC North, still fighting for the Ravens for the top of the division. Then the Niners, they clinched the NFC West, and they clinched the number one seed. Cowboys, they're still in contention with the Eagles, who both teams have clinched a playoff berth, but still are fighting for the division. The Lions, they clinched the NFC North. The Rams, they're not going to win the NFC West, but and still got a playoff they still got a playoff berth. So yeah. So there's 3 teams left in the AFC to get a playoff spot, while the NFC only needs 2 more teams. So let's look at the teams that are out the picture. So we got the Broncos, the Bengals, the Raiders, the Bears, Giants, Jets, Titans, Commanders, Cardinals. These teams, bye-bye. Bye-bye. So the Vikings are not on here. So the Vikings still are in the hunt. So let's look at it. On the bubble, we got the Texans and the Steelers, the 8 and the 9 seed right now in the AFC. In the NFC, we got the Seahawks, the Saints, the Vikings, and the Falcons. At this point, the Vikings have a 3% chance to make it. The Falcons have a 10% chance to make it. I don't know about the chances for the Vikings and for the Falcons. It's not looking good. While the Seahawks and the Saints, depending on certain scenarios, how certain things will go, it looks like it's possible. Now, right now in the hunt to take the last 3 spots in the AFC, it looks like it's right now going to be most likely the Jaguars, the Bills, or the Colts. Again, and the Texans, because again, 9-7, 9-7, 9-7. The fact that whoever wins, okay. The Texans will play against the Texans will play against the Colts. The Texans will play against the Colts in week 18. So whoever wins that game, they will be most likely second or first place, depending if the Jaguars beat the Titans in the last game of the season. So if the Jaguars, since they're first right now, because they got the doubleheader over the Colts and the Texans, since they're right now first, even though they're still tied with the Colts and the Texans, they would win the division if they just simply win against the Titans. And whoever wins between the Colts Texans, they get the numbers 2 or maybe the number 1 if the Jaguars lose. Whoever wins between this one, of course, they can get the number 1 and number 2 at the very least. And unfortunately, yeah, if you lose whoever loses between the Colts and the Texans, yeah, they're eliminated from the playoff contention, but that's it. Yeah. The Bills, they just simply got to beat the Dolphins, and they're in the playoffs. That's all they got to do. Beat the Dolphins, and they're in the playoffs. That's it. If they don't beat the Dolphins, which I'm hoping they don't, they need like a bunch of teams to lose. I think they need the Jaguars to lose. They need like the Steelers or something, or to Texans or something to win or to lose. Like they pretty much just need to be preying on every other team's downfall that are in the bubble or in the hunt for them to pretty much still have a decent chance. Because again, in the AFC South, I don't think. In the AFC South, it's pretty much almost a guarantee that at least 2 teams from the AFC South will make it. The division champ of this division, and then the second place team, whether that's going to be the Colts, the Texans, or even the Jaguars somehow. And then it could be the Bills, but then it could also be the fucking Steelers if they beat the Ravens. If they beat the Ravens, they could take it. So we'll see. And then the NFC, it looks like the NFC is almost pretty much wrapped up. I mean, it's the Packers. They just need to beat the the Bears, which again it's going to be tough. It's going to be a tough game for the Packers. I'm not going to, it's going to be a tough one. And the Buccaneers, all they got to do is also beat the Panthers. So the Buccaneers, they just got to win, and then that's it. They get the NFC South. The NFC South division is locked up. Falcons get eliminated. Saints, they're done. The snap, but they're also right now still in the hunt at the moment. So yeah, things are looking a lot interesting right now, man. It's looking interesting. Week 18. I'm gonna go over like the schedule a little bit. I'm not obviously gonna make my picks just yet, but there's gonna be 2 games on Saturday. There's gonna be the Steelers and the Ravens, and then there's gonna be the Texans and the Colts. So these are gonna be 2 primetime games on Saturday, and then there's gonna be the Sunday games. Of course, we got all these important games here. All the Falcons, Saints is gonna be very important. The Jaguars, Titans, Seahawks, Cardinals. That one maybe just for the Seahawks. Bears, Packers is going to be a big game. Chiefs, Chargers, not really. Broncos, Raiders, not no. Eagles, Giants. See if the Eagles can win the game so they can clinch the division maybe. And if the Cowboys somehow lose to the Commanders, that will help us, the Eagles. The Rams, Niners, if they can beat the Niners, maybe that will boost them up for the playoffs as well. This game, man. Bills, Dolphins will be the last primetime game of the regular season. Sunday Night Football. Man. Fuck. Week 18, I'm nervous. I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm nervous for that game. I mean, we're in the playoffs, so worst thing can happen, we lose, and we're not gonna win the division, but still, man. It's man. We need to beat the Bills, man. We need to beat the Bills, dude. We could do it, man. I don't have hope in the team in the playoffs, but hey, man, if we take the division, same with the Eagles, like at least clinch the divisions. You know what I mean? Like, get something done, please. Thank you. And that is it for football. And that is it for today's episode. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you guys in a bit. Take care and peace out, my friends.